According to the site VG Charts, the Just Dance series has sold over 70 million copies as of June 2019. That puts the total series sale higher than franchises such as Super Smash Bros. And Mario Party. While that's because the game has like 1 billion entries and spin-offs and all these other things, the base game still sells more than 2 million copies each to this day, like 10 years later. That is an incredible amount for a series that is only a decade old. The game is available thanks to a small game called Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party. You thought I said the first Just Dance. That game featured a dancing game, which is part of the hugely popular Rayman Rabbids franchise. The dancing in that involves holding the Wiimote and nunchuck, and, optionally using the Wii balance board. Remember that? Remember when that was just giant? Yeah, that's going to come up a lot in these budget review months. You use these peripherals, and the minigame measures you moving to the beat of a song. The minigame was so fun that they spun it off into its own game by a team of just 20 people. Today, for my entry in the budget game month, I will play and enjoy the original Just Dance game for the Nintendo Wii. If you want to see my other franchise reviews of the Just Dance series, I will have the playlist linked below. What's up, everybody? My name is Jack Jenkins, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I do various challenges that involve self-improvement, and you are watching my series Fitness Games Reviews, where I play a fitness or dance-based video game to try and lose weight. I will then see if it's worth my fellow obese nation to pick up and play. Or, you norms people, you healthy people, let's see if he's worth playing. Let's go to the Just Dance review.
For self-improvement, crafts, and fitness games, go ahead and turn on YouTube and watch Jack.
Here is the menu of the original Just Dance. If you are like me, then this is one of the many Wii Christmas gifts that an uncle bought to you because it's like 10 bucks cheaper than the rest of the games at the store. Back then video games were $50 and the budget games were $40. Ah, what a time. The games they gave were usually horrible budget games like Ninja Bread Man, but this gift was a bit different. I popped it in one night after having a Christmas Eve party and had a blast playing it. The menu and the entire game in general are incredibly nostalgic for me. That may color my perception of the game, but screw it. If you're watching a review of a game, 12 years old, you're probably nostalgic for it. The black background with the single primary color for each song is just so 2000s to the core. It for some reason reminds me of the Sum 41 album Underclass Hero, with just like that single purple color popping out. I just love the aesthetic the early game has. The footage in the game also shows its much simpler aesthetic by having only one dancer with kind of a plain background. It's less busy than like the multiple camera angles and variety backgrounds you get with these newer games such as Just Dance 2022. Again, review linked below. Still, it allows you to focus solely on the dancing, so it's kind of a positive and a negative. Before taking a further trip down Nostalgic Avenue, let's talk about the gameplay. The premise is simple enough. You just hold the Wii remote and dance with the avatar on screen. The bottom right side has the moves you should perform ahead of time. You make the moves on time, get points, and get a meter that fills up. Once you get 10,000 points, the meter will fill up and nothing happens. The series hasn't switched over to like the star ranking system, so that's kind of all you get. Plus you also get like a little different icon at the end of the song. You get like a little kind of wreath around the star instead of just having like a little icon. It's whatever. You just dance in all the songs in the game, trying to beat your score, so nothing happens. While that is a bit disappointing, what is also a real bummer is the hit detection. Being the first game in the series, I knew it wouldn't be great, but there are numerous times that the game would detect a miss when I made the correct move. Likewise, the game constantly marked me as correct, making a move that I clearly did wrong. If my memory is correct, I remember there being like a noticeable improvement in Just Dance 3 that I believe that carried on to this day. So just be warned if you want to dip back into this series. The first two games, as well as some of the older spin-off games, may not be the best controlled. So, why would anyone go back to the original Just Dance game? Well, it's because of the songs, of course. The song list contains just 32 songs, which is less than the current standard of 40, and you know I complain about 40 songs not being enough. However, the songs they do have in the game are fantastic. Out of Glass by Blondie. Not sure why my voice cracked there. The Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. And You're Hot and You're Cold, You're Yes and You're No by Katy Perry are all bangers. The songs they have in this game that aren't in Just Dance Unlimited are some of the best ones too. Dare by Gorillaz. You got to own it, don't you? You got the feeling, that's what you do. And You Gotta Jerk It Out by Caesar. And Girls Have Eyes by Blur. I quickly said that because I'm running out of time. Here are some of the songs in the list behind me, and it's just a list of bangers. Some of the songs are covers like Womanizer, which was initially by Britney Spears. Despite that setback, all of them are good enough covers that you just start dancing anyways. For a smaller set list, they do cover a great variety of genres too. You know, you got the rock with the Jerk It Out, you got some of like the kind of country-ish with the Cotton Eye Joe. You got everything in there. Playing the original Just Dance as a fitness game is a trip down nostalgic avenue. This came out when I was a freshman in high school, so it was something that you would like pop in and play before a football game. The aesthetic and the 2000s music are just a great vibe that I truly miss. You know, it seems like now we are getting past 80s and 90s nostalgia, and we are coming into the 2000 nostalgic era. As someone who's raised in that era, who's currently 28, I am fully ready for that. You know, all these old people have their nostalgia already. Where's mine? Remember Avatar: The Last Airbender, guys? Remember Yakety Yak? Don't come back. It's going to be coming back. And when it does, I hope somebody pulls up this game. It's not the greatest dance game on the Wii, and the sequels are definitely way better as far as tracking and content, but this is the start of the dance craze video games. While many of the competitors have fallen, this game's basic outlines continue to be felt through this day. As a fitness game, I had a pretty great time. I usually played with my girlfriend, and we both sweated well when playing back-to-back songs. I recommend you pulling it out and reliving your youth with this game if you have a Wii. If you don't, I wouldn't actually recommend buying a Wii for this. I would just play some of the songs that are available in Just Dance Unlimited, where you have better graphics, the original version of the song, and better control detection. But you also don't have Dare. That's a great song. You don't get that. Before I wrap up this review, I wanted to point out the IGN review of this game. It reads kind of like a parody of the site, getting just 2 out of 10 stars by Sam Bishop. He writes, "Saddled with more than a few games for preteen girls, or edutainment light effort for toddlers, I'm not well aware of the fact that not every game is going to be as complex or riddled with nuance as I would hope for when popping in my own hard-earned cash." And then he continues on how bad the game is. What's wrong with developers making games for girls or toddlers? You know, this is a Wii. You don't have to buy them, dude. And neither did the reader. He then continued to complain and go on to talk about the gameplay. There are no buttons to be pressed, no unlockables, no tiers of songs, no progression of every kind. You just fire up the game, spaz out, and your motions are graded and you're given points. That's it. Jeez, that sounds like me complaining about my older reviews of the games. I kind of feel sorry if you guys could hear that. I'm less complaining now, I hope. What's funnier is that the review of Just Dance 2 on IGN by Cousin McDonald is just crapping on the guy's review, giving the game an 8 out of 10. She writes, "It goes without saying then, if you are one of the miserable killjoys that thought the original Just Dance was worthless because it didn't have unlockables and traditional game progression, you might as well stop reading now." Damn, she just goes after the boy like this. I like when the two game reviews fight, especially on the same website. It's just like, beat each other up. Get it. Other than that highlight, I have nothing else to say about Just Dance 1, other than it is a really fun time. If you want to have more fun times, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Smooth transition there, yeah. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. I do videos on all sorts of topics in the self-improvement world. Please hit that like button on all my videos to get them ranked higher in the YouTube algorithm so Papa can finally earn some money from this and Papa can finally eat good. Follow me on Twitter at TrueJackJank. Lastly, have a fantastic day, everyone. All you guys are just so incredibly amazing.